Welcome everybody to a beautiful spring day. Got my boots on. Now the first thing that you always do before you start off on a big morning adventure here in Bentonville is you head down to the square, and you know where that is, and you get yourself a cup of coffee. So let's head down to the square right now. See, I'm down here at the square now. Behind me is the big old courthouse. Over here is the Walton's Five and Dime that we've thoroughly explored now. So the best place to get coffee down here on the square is called Onyx Coffee. So let's head over there right now. Here we are. Look at this. I got my iced coffee. It's their favorite. Oh, look at this. The flying fish. They changed their color. Remember that? Last time we were here, it was a different color. But now, it's nice and blue. Maybe I'll have to go in there. Now that's a great start to a day. Quit daydreaming. All right, back to reality here. We are going to be exploring a few parts of this area. The first being the amazing biking trails around here. I'm actually standing right next to one right over here. This is all part of a system. It runs for over 30 miles from the Missouri border, clear down to a college town called Fayetteville. So, first thing we got to do is we got to go get a bike. Now, as you can tell, I've developed some magical powers here in Bentonville. I don't know what happened, it just kind of came on to me. I snap my fingers, and I go somewhere else. See? Oh my goodness, wait. You think I'm just doing something tricky with the camera. Nope, let me prove it to you. Whoa! See, I told you. No joke, I have magical powers. Ooh. So we'll be using those to transport ourselves around today while we're on our adventure. Trust me, you don't see my car anywhere at all. It's just snap the fingers and I go somewhere else. You may recognize this building from one of my videos with all those cool colors on it. It's down here off Central. Back this way is our square. The Fat Tire is a great spot to get a bike. So since we're all into bikes right now, let's head up the street to one of the entrances to the most famous, popular bike trail here in Bentonville. So here we are approaching the entrance to the Slaughter Pen grouping of trails. Right over here, they've got their map, the welcome sign. This is this whole system of trails. We are down right here, downtown Bentonville. We've been to Crystal Bridges, you saw all the artwork, but look at all these different trails. And this is just one of many networks of free public access trails here in Bentonville. So let's strap on the GoPro and head on down the All-American Trail. is that they're constantly building new track. Look at this. This is all brand new infrastructure coming in, and it's going to be done in about a month, they say. Keep in mind, all of this is open for free to the public. And look, none of this is done cheaply. It's like a massive bike chain. It's all real and just there to make it look awesome. So why all the bike trails here in Bentonville? Well, apparently several years ago, Walmart was having a little bit of an issue retaining employees. What's going to draw them to this area and get them to stay? And since Bentonville is located right in the Ozarks, they decided, hey, let's take advantage of this and start to build some trails free for the public to use. So back in 2006, the Walton Family Foundation, along with the transportation grant from the state of Arkansas, began to put together a network of bike trails, the Slaughter Pen Trail system that we just rode on. Fast forward the clock 14 years, it's now ranked silver internationally and has over 250 miles of soft service and mountain bike trails, and it keeps on growing. What a fun time that we've had today cruising around all these different bike trails. But it's time for a new location. So I'm going to wave my magic fingers and head off to a historic grist mill. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the War Eagle Mill. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful spot this is. As we see how we're looking around here, just a pristine part of the Ozarks here, and just a favorite for people to come out. But the locals like to do like prom pictures, they'll do engagement photo shoots out here. A lot of fun. But it also has a fascinating history. Now you might be asking yourself, Mr. Powell, what is a grist mill? Well, it is a facility that grinds grain into flour, something very important then and now. So in 1832, when the Blackburn family settled in the area, they recognized there was no operating grist mill for about 25 miles around. So they built their own, hoping to first grind their own grain using the power of the river and also make some money from local neighbors. Now, fast forward the clock to 1848, and after a heavy rainy season, the mill ends up getting flooded and eventually shoved downriver, where the whole thing is just completely destroyed. But that doesn't stop the Blackburn family. They rebuild it even bigger and better. Remember our battlefield from a few weeks ago, Pea Ridge? Well, when the Confederates were retreating in defeat from that, they come through the area and they actually burn down the mill, making sure the Union Army could not use it to help supply their army. All right, so after the Civil War is over, one of the sons of the Blackburn family returns to the area and decides to rebuild the mill for a third time. But in addition to just a grist mill, he also included a sawmill. So he became sort of like the lumber king of the area. So in 1873, mill is built, and it is very prosperous. That is until 1924, when, you guessed it, it burns down again. Only the foundations remain. All right, so this poor mill, it's been through it all. It's been swept down the river and destroyed. It's been burnt by the retreating Confederate Army, and then in the 20s it was burnt by a fire of unknown causes. But in 1973, the blueprints are actually discovered from the third build, and it is reconstructed. It also has the water wheel, which is called an undershot. Now, there's two types of water wheels. You are familiar with the one where the water flows over the top. That's called an overshot. Now, the owners claim that this is the only operational undershot water wheel in the United States right now. And what's really cool is that the mill transfers the energy of the flowing river under the water wheel, turning into rotational energy, which ultimately grinds the grain in the mill. And just when we were about to call it a day here at the War Eagle Mill, we heard that just over the Arkansas border in Missouri was a place called Powell. We are so pumped. We are so excited. This place is going to be huge. It's going to blow our minds. Here we go. Well, there's a post office, and there's a store that hasn't been open in a long time, and a river, and a road. And a few houses. I mean, it's pretty and all, but yeah, not a lot to do. That's it, folks. All right, well, we'll see you next week.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.